You've been silenced for very long, and every time you try to resist, they put you in jail.
For my
You've
children.
controlled your mind for so long to the point where you let them decide what your kids should learn, what gender they will be. And now you've let them to come for the whole nation, destroying what Britain once stood up for. They use this media machine not to report the facts to you, but to tell you what to think and what you should do.
Always be careful.
They're hiding the facts behind the noise, and they're recruiting pedophiles to tell you how to behave. And these politicians who meant to protect you, they're out there smashing your head on the ground. And no jail time for them. This road we've been on has been very dark for a very long time, and it's time to shine a light on the truth and advocate for justice. We the people make the nation, and if we don't stand up and advocate for justice, then we certainly won't make this nation great again. So we have to create a place for that, a place that can contribute to a more informed society. And that place is Next Frontier Media.
You are listening to The Baraka Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, patriots, truth seekers, digital warriors, welcome back to the show. How is your morning going, by the way? Is it a good morning? Or are you shocked? Are you surprised? Or maybe you're not as surprised as myself. Maybe you've seen this coming. Maybe you've seen this happening and you're not surprised. Folks, this is just gonna get worse. Anyways, good morning. I have to say good morning. What a day has been. It's Friday. Some people will be partying today. Some people will be dancing, and a lot of people will be crying, screaming, and that's me and you. Because these guys, I mean, alright, how do I call these guys? Green party, green heroin lovers, what would Zach Polinsky lunatics, the Islamists, they basically have come together now. I want to play you this speech. This lady, I mean, I've met her, Anna Spencer. I want to play you this speech. I want you to listen to what she says word by word. Folks, this is going to be a pattern. And if you have not noticed yet, please pay attention to this speech. Listen to it word by word. Every single word. Take it in. This is going to mean a lot in the next coming days, folks. It's going to mean a lot in the next coming days because it looks like everybody's going to follow suit. It looks like the Labour Party is going to follow suit. The Labour Party were obliterated. The Labour Party was in minus. Some might argue they didn't even run. The Labour Party got left behind. The Green Party came out victorious, beating Reform with, they had 40% of the vote. Whoa, that is insane. You don't get that many votes unless you've done something. And they did a lot of things. And trust me, for the parties watching in, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to follow suit. They're going to try to pander to the Islamists. They're going to try to pander. Maybe they're going to start making adverts in Urdu and Punjabi and what's the other language? Urdu, Punjabi. I think, yeah, that's the language that they use. Don't be surprised, folks. If this is a tactic that wins vote, guess what? A lot of parties will start doing the same thing, folks. A lot of parties will be doing exactly that. You'll be surprised to see it written in English. Anyways, how's your morning going? Good morning. Well, it's not going very well. Reform HQ, I'm going to report it to you very, very soon. Not in this live, but in another live that's coming up. But here's the full speech I think you and I need to listen to. I think we should sit down, grab your tea, grab your coffee, listen to this word by word. This speech, you can tell it was written, meticulously designed to send a message, not only to the voters, but to the political parties as well, to the political machine. And trust me, they obviously have won. And if they, in the next general election, or maybe another by-election, whatever, maybe another MP might say stupid shit and quit. And we might get another by-election. And if they go and adopt the same principles and do the same tactics and they still win, trust me, this is the new the new way of going forward. And it's important that you listen to this speech. It's important, folks. Good morning. Good morning. From the chat, good morning. All right, let's play this speech. I think it's important that we listen to it.
I didn't grow up wanting to be a politician. I'm a plumber.
Right.
And 2 weeks ago, during all this, I also qualified as a plasterer. Because even in chaos, even under pressure, I get things done. I am no different to every single person here in this constituency. I work hard. That is what we do. Except things have changed a lot over the last few decades, because working hard used to get you something. It got you a house, a nice life, holidays. It got you somewhere. But now, working hard, what does that get you? Because I'll tell you, the people who work hard but can't put food on the table, can't get their kids' school uniforms, can't put their heating on, can't live off the pension they worked hard to save for, can't even begin to dream about ever having a holiday, ever. Because life has changed. Instead of working for a nice life, we're working to line the pockets of billionaires. We are being bled dry. And I don't think it's extreme or radical to think working hard should get you a nice life. And I don't think that if you're not able to work, that you should still have a nice life. I think that absolutely everybody should get a nice life. And clearly, I'm not the only person who thinks that, because I've made clear my position and my commitment to working class communities, the community that I am from. People in their thousands told me on the doorsteps and at the ballot box that what we are sick of is being let down and looked down on, that we are sick of our hard work making other people rich. I lived in this constituency at one of the most difficult and challenging periods of my life. I saw how strong the community was at holding things together. But I saw how much harder life is when the things around you are broken. The litter, the fly tipping, the dirty air. And when I moved, it became even clearer, and this is why I am fighting for the community that I lived in and that I still work in. Because I absolutely refuse to accept that we should ever have to move and leave our communities for good schools, a thriving high street and clean air. And I will not accept a society where having more money gets you a longer life expectancy. And so when it came to fighting for people here to stand in this election, well, how could I not fight? Because here, this is what we do. We fight for each other in this very diverse constituency, where our struggles might not always be the same, but where we know how hard life can be, and we stick together. Whatever our beliefs, our backgrounds, our colour, or our level of education, we stick up for each other. And to those who voted for me, I know that earning your trust starts now. One vote on one night is not something I will take for granted or assume will happen again. I will earn your trust. And to those who didn't vote for me, I will always work hard for you, and I will always be honest, and I will always be decent. To our Muslim communities who this week suffered an attempted attack during Ramadan, whilst I was being welcomed by women at a mosque in Longsight, someone just down the road walked into a mosque carrying an axe. And whilst we were gathered and eating together, an act of terror could easily have taken place. And I can't and won't accept this victory tonight without calling out the politicians and divisive figures who constantly scapegoat and blame our communities for all the problems in society. My Muslim friends and neighbours are just like me, human. And of course, to our white working class communities, the background that I have become so proud to be from, we know how it feels to be looked down on, maybe because we didn't do well at school, maybe because we do dirty manual jobs, because we are shut out of places we should be in. To people here in Gorton and Denton who feel left behind and isolated, I see you and I will fight for you. Because whilst our communities may sometimes be labelled in different ways, the thing everyone seems to have underestimated here, especially over the last few weeks, is how similar we all actually are. How we have common ground, how we get along, how we stand up for each other. The cracks that were starting to show can be healed, and I believe that it's through offering people hope and a chance to do things differently and do things better. Now, to my customers, I'm sorry, but I think I might have to cancel the work that you had booked in because I'm heading to Parliament. And when I get there, I will make space for everyone doing jobs like mine. We will finally get a seat at the table. And to Layla, the little girl who I had the pleasure of meeting and holding this week, I promised you I would try and improve the world that you are growing up in. I told you that I am not perfect, but that I always try my best. I always try and do the right thing. Now, something exciting is definitely happening. And I invite you all to be part of it. Come and join the Green Party so that we can spread hope and win everywhere across the country. Our strength will grow as more and more of us come together. We have shown that we don't have to accept being turned against each other. We can demand better without hating each other. We can do that together. We ran a hopeful campaign backed by thousands of volunteers and activists. We defeated the parties of billionaire donors. We have shown that we don't have to accept being turned against each other at all. And we did this with the people who live here, side by side, shoulder to shoulder, just as we have always done in this constituency and in the whole of Greater Manchester. Because this is Manchester, and we do things differently here. Thank you so much to everybody. Thank you.
All right. Did you listen to that whole speech, folks? Do you see what's going on here? I mean, for somebody who's just listening to the speech, you might be like, wow, Anna Spencer. You know, a working class woman, a plumber, a local lady came out of nowhere and beat the establishment, Reform, Labour, and Conservative, and all the other people, Lib Dems, and all the guys. That's basically what you see here. You see a young girl coming out of nowhere with her tools in her pocket, saying, "Hey, I'm going to fix your plumber." But actually, no, I'm going to run for Parliament, and she wins, and she gives a speech, and it's like, oh, this victorious woman gives a bravery speech where she claims the seat in Parliament. That's what you see, right? That's literally the speech, right? But when you go through the word, and if you were, I'll say, awake while the campaigning were going on, you'd have seen what took place. You'd have seen the tactics that these guys used to get themselves here. You'd have seen the campaigning that they did to get themselves here. They campaigned. They used some stuff that they shouldn't use. Some flag that they shouldn't even use. Some language that they shouldn't use. But obviously that is normal now. Yeah, because it's normal. It's normal now because, you know, you can campaign for Parliament and, what's the thing? And not have to use English as like your main language in doing that. You know? That's literally where we are now. You can campaign to become an MP with an advert in Urdu. An advert in, Bengali or Punjabi. You can campaign using that. And guess what does? That gives you a victory. That's where we are today. That gives you a wonderful victory if you use that tactics. And trust me, if the Labour Party have been watching, they're going to ramp up their production. They're going to ramp up their spending money. And they're going to get as many languages out there. Folks, if this is a tactic that works, everybody is going to follow suit. It's a dirty game. Politicians want to be in power. If they know that if they use some other language to get this community to vote, like they did, that's what you expect in the next general election. Expect multiple languages. Expect foreign flags. Expect all this. Expect it. Because that is what's going to happen here. And I'm not scared of the Green Party. I'm not. I think those people who saying, hey, Labour Party lost this by-election, it's going to be over, they're going to... No, not really. It's a by-election. It's one person. It's Anna Spencer. Come on. Like, how big of a threat that is. No. not a tiny little fraction of it. It's a threat. Nothing here is deemed as a threat. But what is deemed as a threat is the tactics that the Green Party used to get themselves here. And that is something that we need to talk about. That is something that you need to talk about. We need to talk about the fact that when these guys were campaigning, they didn't have a British flag. They had a Palestinian flag. Most of the videos that we seen was a Palestinian flag and Pakistani flag. Those are the flag that they mostly waved around while they were campaigning. You can see it here. Let me actually show you on the screen. While these guys were campaigning, Palestinian flags and Pakistani flag were being, parade around the place. Because those are the people that they needed to turn out to give them this landslide majority. Those are the people that they needed. And guess what? They turned up. Oh boy, they turned up for sure. They really did turn up. And guess what? They gave them the victory that they wanted. And this is what we are, folks. So it's not just a girl winning. It's about the tactics that they were used to win. They had Palestinian flag, vote green. Pakistani flag, vote green. And guess what? Yeah, the pro-Palis came out in thousands of numbers, I would say, and they voted green. The Pakistani came out in thousands of their numbers and they voted green. Yeah. These are the flag that we've seen in Manchester, folks. Now, the crazy thing is that Nigel Farage is already using the same tactics. He's already using the same tactic. What's the tactic? Pandering to the Muslim vote. This is what's going on now. The Labour Party have been doing that for time. The Conservative, they didn't want to say it, but they've been doing that for time as well. But it's not been effective for Labour because obviously the biggest divisive issue right now is the Gaza issue, and the Labour Party have not given the Muslims what they want. So obviously they can't really use that post very well. It's like they have a button, but it doesn't work. Guess what? Green Party have been very vocal when it comes to Gaza stuff. So, of course, the Muslim vote is like, hey, we are all you. And guess what? Yeah, they're turned up. Yep, they're turned up. Palestinian flag and Pakistani flag. All right, folks. I'm not going to make this too long. I think this is it. 17 minutes live. I think this is it. I think this is it, folks. Take it what you will from here. What do you think happened? Comment down below what you think. And yeah, I'll come back I'll come back in 20 minutes with another live about Reform UK. They've yeah, I think they're about to throw Mark Goodwin under the bus. I think they're about to throw Mark Goodwin under the bus, folks. Their chairman were on live TV saying, well, disowning Mark Goodwin as soon as the election result came out. They were disowning Mark Goodwin. Nigel Farage is talking about the Muslim vote. I think they're gonna get the next. Don't be surprised when you start seeing, campaign materials in Urdu from Reform UK as well. Don't be surprised, folks. Don't be surprised. I think they've seen this. They've seen this thing is effective. They know it works because Hannah Spencer now, she's going to be sitting in Parliament because she used a tactic that most people have been talking about, but, have not gone to an extent of using it. And everybody else is going to follow suit, and I think Reform is next. They're hungry, power-driven, and they want to get a little bit of a little peak in Downing Street. So they're going to use whatever material is necessary to get themselves there. Don't be surprised, folks. So I'm going to come back in the next 20 minutes and I'll give you the reports. But without further ado, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to the channel again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Thank you so much. Thank you. You've been silenced for very long, and every time you try to resist, they put you in jail. For my children. You've controlled your mind for so long to the point where you let them decide what your kids should learn, what gender they will be. And now you've let them to come for the whole nation, destroying what Britain once stood up for. They use this media machine not to report the facts to you, but to tell you what to think and what you should do.
always be careful.
They're hiding the facts behind the noise, and they're recruiting pedophiles to tell you how to behave. And these politicians you meant to protect you, they're out there smashing your head on the ground. And no jail time for them. This road we've been on has been very dark for a very long time, and it's time to shine a light on the truth and advocate for justice. We the people make the nation, and if we don't stand up and advocate for justice, then we certainly won't make this nation great again. So we have to create a place for that, a place that can contribute to a more informed society. And that place is Next Frontier Media. Our country is built on an idea. It's an idea so powerful that some of us have died to protect it. It shapes our connection, our politics. It forms the fabric of our daily lives. And it seems so fundamental we rarely pause to consider its significance. But here's the thing. This notion is entirely uncrafted. And although it feels like it's getting stronger and it's always going to be here, the truth is, it's becoming more fragile than we realize. This concept is a community. It's built when people with shared interests, value and goals come together, interact regularly, support each other, and work towards a common objective, creating a sense of belonging within the group. That's called a community. You are not just a person who happens to live in Manchester. You are Mancunian, or Londoner, or Brummy, or Scouse. With what our leaders are doing, we are slowly losing this community. So let's stop for a moment to learn why this idea has existed forever and how it got us here. Because once you do, it makes sense why we should keep this concept alive. So help me build this community.